Quick video. I'm going to be giving you 3 more 5 flex plays on PrizePicks. I say this all the time. All you're going to see me submitting are 5 and 6 flexes because those are mathematically optimal. Anyone giving out 2-pick, 3-pick, even 4-pick flexes doesn't know what they're doing, especially if they're doing it consistently. So on PrizePicks, the math, it's literally just breaking down the payouts. You got to be going with 5 and 6 pick flexes. So I have a bunch of plays. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. And obviously today there's a promo on PrizePicks, Taco Tuesday, where they discount players. So you can see Bridges, they bring his point total down 16% from 24.5 to 20.5. So you obviously want to include this in an entry for today. But anyways, let's head over to OddsJam. And typically the tool I start out on, because it's easiest to use, right? Least time. The hard part about sports betting is really time. Right? There are literally millions of odds across sportsbooks. So you can see FanDuel, a ton of sportsbooks right here. And this is just sportsbooks located in New York. New York's like a tiny part of the sports betting ecosystem. If you go ahead and, you look at all these other states, you'll see a bunch more books. But long story short, the hard part as a sports bettor is just time management. Because if you look at FanDuel, just for one game, Wizards at Pistons, and you're a sharp bettor, you're going to notice just for one game, there's like probably thousands of odds you can bet on in this Pistons Wizards game, right? You see all these player props, then you see first quarter props, first quarter alternate spread, maybe more than 1,000, right? So as a sharp bettor, we need to process all this information and know where the value is. So what OddsJam is doing is it's pulling in the lines from PrizePicks, lines from all the sports books to just show you the value, right? No bullshit, right? There's nothing about, Martin Nikas's girlfriend and he looked bad on highlights. That's all BS. 99.9% of sports bettors trust their gut and trust BS like that, which is why 99.9% of sports bettors pay for picks from handicappers and lose money. It's all about following the data. So let's take a look at the first play I'm on. Highest profit margin play is Martin Nikas over 2.5 shots on goal, right? It's just a bet in green and bold. And what you're going to notice is on PrizePicks in a 5 or a 6 flex, we're getting minus 119 odds, right? So this is very clear value. PointsBet pricing this minus 135. No other book is offering you better than minus 130, it looks like. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, they're pricing this at minus 152, right? So basically, as a sharp bettor, what you're doing is you're taking all this market information. This is price information. You have tons of sports books that have invested combined probably billions of dollars in their ability to set lines and price lines. And they're all pricing Nikas's over around, let's say, minus 140. We put a little more weight maybe in Pinnacle's odds because they're the sharpest bookmaker, maybe around minus 145. And we're getting minus 119 on PrizePicks in a 5 or a 6 flex. We found value in the market, just like a sharp bettor, right? Or just like a savvy investor, we found value. So really, this is just data-driven sports betting. It's foolproof. I don't bet with my gut. I never bet with my gut. I don't even know who this guy is. Couldn't recognize him if he walked by me on the street. Probably bet on him before. But you can see here, it's just following the data, right? The people making money sports betting are following the data. That's the sharps. So we have Nikas over 2.5 shots on goal. Let's go ahead over here. You're going to see it right here, over 2.5 shots on goal. Now, where are these other 4 plays from? Well, let's keep going. Nick Suzuki, over half of a point. So that's here. So you may be wondering, well, why didn't you include Nick Suzuki in a similar entry with Martin Nikas? So I broke up, right? So you're going to see this is my first play. I have Nikas over 2.5 shots on goal. He's a forward, it looks like, for Carolina, for the Carolina Hurricanes. So then if I scroll down, you're going to see here I replaced him, right? The other 4 picks are the same, it looks like. Yep, the other 4 picks are the same. I replaced him with Suzuki over half of a point. So the only tricky thing about PrizePicks is you want to be careful when you're including players from the same game, right? So if Nikas is taking a lot of shots, then it's more likely that the Hurricanes have the puck more, which makes Suzuki, the Montreal Canadiens forward, less likely to record a point. So my assumption would be, this is called correlation, is you wouldn't want to include these in the same slip, right? Because PrizePicks won't vary your payouts depending on if you select the overs or the unders. So long story short, my assumption is you don't want to include 2 opposing players both to go over in a hockey game. I could be wrong, but the safe way is just avoid playing players from the same game, right? But sometimes correlation is obviously beneficial, right? Like you can imagine if, let's say, Patrick Mahomes, you can get his over in passing yards and Kelsey over. If both of them are positive EV, it's like, well, if Patrick Mahomes goes over, then it's, a lot more likely that Travis Kelsey is going to go over his receiving yards line. If Mahomes throws for 500 yards, Kelsey probably went over 70. Kelsey's his main target. So their correlation would benefit you, right? Because PrizePicks doesn't price or they don't consider correlation. So we have Nikas, we got Suzuki. Same concept here. Why are we betting on his over? Whoa, all books are pricing this around minus 140. We found value in the market. Do I know anything about this guy? No. Do I care? No. Am I going to watch this game? Absolutely not. But I know all books are pricing this around minus 142. I'm finding an edge, right? Profit margin, 1.17%. Some people will be like, yo, you bet for a 1.28% profit margin. And it's like, these returns are daily, right? So as a sharp bettor, if you're including, if let's say you have a 5-pick flex where all plays have a 1.2% profit margin, the profit margin of your entry, you sum them together, is going to be roughly 6%. So you're going to be earning a 6% ROI on PrizePicks, right? So then I have McKinnon, Boldy, Fultz, Barkov. I mean, literally, like all the plays you see here. Literally just following the data. And then I included the Taco Tuesday here. So $25 is all I bet on it because that's the max you're allowed to bet. All the payouts are the same. So anyways, hopefully this video was helpful. Let's make some money.